All right, we are live on Dodgers Digest. It's, of course, Friday morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Today is the start of the World Series. Game 1 against the Toronto Blue Jays is finally here. It's been a long time. It's been a week since we've seen Dodger baseball, but we're really excited to talk about the Dodgers because we're playing for a championship. I'm Mike Nelson. I'm here with Brad J. How you doing today, Brad?
Oh man, how could you not be doing good? This is the day we've been waiting for, right?
Hell yeah.
This is what all Dodger fans want to see. Finally, let's get this thing on the road. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, and of course the Dodgers, like you mentioned, are going to be starting the World Series on the road. Got to go to Toronto. Well, they're already at Toronto. Getting ready for that game tonight. Going to be 8 o'clock local time. In about 9 hours out there in Canada. Game 1 and 2, and the Dodgers have a big opportunity to take a big step to winning a championship by winning tonight.
And you and I keep talking about that. That's the most important factor of this whole situation. If it could not be more of a must win for Toronto, because if you give the Dodgers that opportunity to take that first game, man, it just goes downhill for them, and their chances of even getting a win get slimmer and slimmer. So this is an important game. It's not a must win for the Dodgers, but it definitely is a must win for Toronto. They need to try and do something early because they've proven they can lose two straight at home. That's what the Mariners did to them, and the Dodgers are a better team than the Mariners. So what's going to happen tonight for game 1?
Yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting to watch today for sure. Also, we got the World Series roster that just dropped less than an hour ago, and of course Alex Vesia dealing with personal issues is not on the roster. You got Will Klein stepping in. It looks like to be his replacement, and also Casparius was left off the roster, and Henriquez was added to the roster for the Dodgers. Tanner Scott not on the World Series roster. We kind of discussed this all week long about, he had a procedure done a few weeks ago. He was really working hard to come back. But I think at the end of the day, I mentioned this a few days ago, he didn't really earn, I don't know what you think, Brad, but I don't think he didn't play well enough to earn a spot on the roster. And really, I
No,
don't think he's 100% right now, Tanner Scott.
no.
I really don't think he is.
Look, and don't mistake me laughing like at his problems that he had, but no, he didn't earn a spot. And I mean, I think that he's a guy that would pretty much own up and say the same thing, that he didn't deserve the spot on there because of what he did and the mistakes that he had during the season, towards the end of the season when everything was important. So you had to change things up. Now, this doesn't mean though that Vesia is out completely.
No.
From what I'm reading, that it could be 3 days and he could be brought back at that point, but we don't know the extent of the family situation that's going on. I've read everything I could on it, and there's still no definite exactly what's going on, and the Dodgers don't know either. So
No.
they're trying to play their cards the best they could. And you look at what they've done. Edgardo Henriquez, he's a 2.37 ERA this season. I like that. He is a right-hander. He doesn't replace Vesia as a left-hander. And then Will Klein, another right-hander. He was 2.35. That's his ERA, 2.35. Both guys can throw really hard, so I love having those two guys up there. You got to wonder though. Vesia was a workhorse, man. To lose him for the entire series is definitely a blow for the Dodgers.
Yeah, it would be definitely a blow. I think if he's not able to come back at all, and I think he's going to be definitely missed. I'm pretty sure he's not going to play, tomorrow either. So he's going to be missed today and tomorrow. There's maybe some hope that if whatever's going on, he can come back next week. But yeah, I definitely think he's definitely going to be missed. The Dodgers, of course, have to kind of just work with what they have now, and have to call up. Like Will Klein has very limited experience, and also Enriquez as well. So you have a couple guys that don't have a lot of experience at the top level now coming in. So you hopefully they don't have to go to them today. I think that's got to be the goal for the Dodgers, right? I mean, at least that's what
Yeah,
I would be. I would like let's try to make sure we don't have to use these guys we called up.
yeah. And I mean, how do you replace a guy like Vesia as the workhorse that he has been? I mean, that dude, the left-hander out of the bullpen, is coming out every single day and just showing up and representing and doing such a solid, showing for him out of the bullpen. But you do have Robleski, you got Kershaw, Dreyer, Banda. You have all those guys, those 4 guys that are lefties out of the bullpen. So you can kind of try to make things up and just have a different plan. But I think the earliest they say the Vesia could come back, and we might see something saying he's out for the whole series, but I think the earliest would be game 1 in LA, which would be obviously game 3, or game 4, which would be game 2 in LA. I think that's the soonest that he could be possibly out, being left off the roster for this first 3 days, I think it is.
Yeah, that's of course what we'll have to kind of wait and see with that. And yeah, I think the Dodgers have all the pieces here to really win this championship, right? I mean, if you look at the roster, I mean, they got everybody. It's full strength. They got all the guys, all the players, in the lineup. They're all going to be there. There's no injuries, no notable injuries, which is obviously super important. Kind of similar to last year, right? I mean, outside of the pitching injuries, the Dodgers were at full strength on the field until, of course, Ohtani got hurt, but he still stayed in. But they were really at full strength, so it's kind of eerily similar to last year. All the pieces are there, whereas the Blue Jays, it's not really the case.
Yeah, and it goes back to, we talk about what's the game plan for the Dodgers. Number 1, don't let Vlad beat you, because he's obviously the best guy on that team. And if you could shut his bat down, you have a good shot of staying in the game. Then you got Snell. I was doing a little work on Snell and looking at what he's done. Okay, so you think about what Yamamoto has done for the Dodgers this year, right? And what he's done by being there and being the guy taking care of business. He's pitched 173 innings is what Yamamoto's thrown so far, right? 173. Now go to Blake Snell. What do you think Blake Snell has thrown for the entire year? 61 innings.
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah.
So that's why, dude, when you and I were talking yesterday, that's why I was saying that. It's like, that guy is so fresh right now. His arm is so fresh because he sat out that whole meat part of the season getting better. And to have him right now and have him on all this rest, man, what do you – 110 pitches, I would say. I would let him do.
Yeah, I think
110.
Yeah, you have to. This is the end of the season here. I mean, this is it.
Yeah.
This is to try to win a championship. The Dodgers, have a couple bullpen arms that are really reliable in Sheehan and Sasaki, but I think you still have to have that mentality in this World Series that the starting pitching has to carry the Dodgers again. I really believe that. I think the Dodgers need to have that same mentality that they had, and I don't think it's going to change. I mean, I think barring injury, I mean, it would be absurd if the Dodgers didn't take that mentality again here in the World Series. But they're going to just try to have these guys go as deep as they can.
Exactly.
And you just hope they don't run into trouble early, because I mean, the Dodgers running into trouble early, I think would be really bad, right? Especially now with this Vesia injury, it would be Vesia, not injury, Vesia, of course, absence would be really bad,
Yeah, and exactly. You're 100% right. We better crack on some of these right now. Hi, Mike and Brad from Craig.
What's up, Craig? Appreciate you watching all the time, man.
Thanks, Craig. No Craig. No Scott. Rather have Kasparius. Okay.
Yep.
If it's my choice, I'm kind of agreeing with Craig on that one. Starting pitchers will lead us to the promised land. Tanner will right the ship. He's too good not to. Next year he'll be a beast, but he's not on there right now, so we'll see on that.
What's up, Raider Man?
Raider Man chiming in. We haven't heard more on Vesia. The only thing we know about Vesia right now is he's either going to be off the entire time for the entire World Series, or it could be 3 games or 3 days, and then he'd be back.
Yeah.
So there it is on that one.
And then
you don't want to lose that guy, man. He's important. That's why Snellzilla's got to go deep.
Yeah.
He's got to go deep. And one of the concerns, though, that I do have is I know that we're counting on Roki as the closer, right? And he's the guy, right? But I feel like he's the guy, but he's one little mistake away from losing some confidence if something went wrong.
He's a rookie.
Like if something went wrong in a big way at a World Series game for him, I don't think it would be good for his psyche.
No.
So I think that putting all our eggs in the Roki basket and maybe surprise.
You lost you, Brad. All right, and Brad was talking about how, having Roki Sasaki is definitely a risk. Rookie pitcher, and looks like you're back now, Brad. We see you. You hear us? You're back.
You got me now?
Yeah, we got you. We got you. Yeah.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
See me, hear me. The Who.
See me, hear me. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I was saying is I just don't think – I think we have to be careful on Roki being everyone like, that's it. He's the closer no matter what. You're bringing him in. Maybe it's a situational thing that he doesn't come in, and it throws Toronto for a loop. I mean, if it even gets down to that. But the goal for Snell is you got to get through 7. Get through 7, right? Let him get through 7. If he's handling it and there's no run scored, I mean, 110, that's my number, pitches-wise for him, because he's only thrown 61 innings.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I think having him throw over 100 would be super. I would be okay with it. It's a World Series, and it might be Snell's last start of the season. Have we thought about that? The Dodgers might wrap this up early, and tonight might be the last time we see Snell this season. I mean, it's a real possibility.
Exactly right, and it could be that way if the Dodgers handle their business like they're supposed to, and they take care of business. This will be the last time you see Snell this season.
Yeah,
that's my prediction right there. I'll run to the bank with that.
Yeah,
if he's the Snell, what he's been doing. So what has he done? Okay, so I wrote down this. He's pitched 21 innings so far in the playoffs.
Yeah,
he's got a .86 ERA. And in those 21 innings, he's struck out near 30.
Yeah.
28 he struck out with a .52 whip, 3-0 the record. I mean, you're in a controlled environment in the Rogers Center. I mean, I think it's an opportunity for him just to go huge and really solidify things with the first win for the Dodgers tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Dodgers will get off to the got to get a win here. Toronto, as we know, we talked about this yesterday. For them, I think it's super. If they lose this game, it's going to be a big blow to them because they really need to try to get a win here at home. And Dodgers could take a big advantage. That's what I'm saying. I think today the Dodgers have a huge opportunity. They can't blow it. They got to get the win because I think if the Dodgers do, drop some games out here in Toronto, this is going to end up being a long series, right? I mean, I think that's how I see it.
Well, you say some games, so
they drop both. I mean,
yeah. I mean, if that was to happen, which that's not going to happen, but if that was to happen, I would think the Dodgers have what it takes, that grit that they have to come back from that and still accomplish the task at winning the World Series back-to-back times. So I still would predict them to do that, even if they drop 2. So if that was to happen, which I just don't see how the heck that happens. But you know what? It's baseball. And you know as well as I knew, weird stuff can happen. You just never know. But if I'm a betting man, if I'm heading to Vegas on the 15 or whatever, then maybe I'm putting money down. But I'm just telling you right now that the Dodgers are going to take 1 for sure. And I'd like to see them take 2. Because if you look at what Toronto did by actually letting Seattle basically win back-to-back games in their dome. Whoa.
Yeah.
And Seattle was not that good of a team.
No.
Let's be honest. I mean, an American League, which is, okay. But I'm saying they were not that good of a team.
No.
And to be able to do that and not be able to close a team out where you took them down, it just shows you that was the team they're dealing with. So when everybody says, well, they took them to 7. Yeah, but the Dodgers would dispatch Seattle way quicker.
I mean, I need the Dodgers to win the World Series in 4 or 5 games because I want to celebrate Halloween, man. I mean, next Friday is Halloween, and that's when Game 6 is going on. So I want to be able to celebrate Halloween, and we got to end the series before Halloween, guys. Come on.
So remember, we definitely do. Remember how I forgot who reminded us that the last time the Dodgers celebrated at Dodger Stadium by taking a World Series was 1963.
Yeah.
Right?
62 years ago.
Yep, and you look at that I actually went on YouTube and watched some highlights.
Wow.
Yeah, from the game. I think it was Game 7 is what they took. They went against the Yankees, and Mickey Mantle actually, I think he had 2 home runs in that final game, but Sandy Koufax was money during that series, but that was the only time the Dodgers have been able to celebrate at Dodger Stadium with a World Series win all the way back in 1963 when Dodger Stadium was just 1 year old back then.
That's crazy. I mean, that's hard to believe that it's been, so many years and only one championship at home. But it's not easy, right? I mean, the Dodgers could win this World Series again, and they'll win on the road. So, I mean, it's not like the Dodgers haven't won championships since the '60s, but I guess clinching at home, I think, just makes it very special. You look at any sport, not just baseball, right? When you win in front of your fans, I think it gives it something extra, right? Because you're celebrating with everybody. The trophy's out there. It's just better than being in an empty stadium or a half-empty stadium where people are just walking out. I think it would be a huge deal if it does happen. And I think we predicted it last week. I mean, I think the Dodgers are we predicted it yesterday, I should say. The Dodgers are heavily favored, and they should win this World Series, I think,
Yeah, 80% of the 100% of people are saying Dodgers to win, 20% saying Toronto. And you see the stories, too. Like, these are the 3 reasons Toronto will win. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Sean loves aviation, just tuned in. Did I miss the Brad Stradamus prediction, he said.
Well, yesterday you gave yours, right?
Yeah, we were we were 4. We're in 4. Yep.
No, I said 5. I said 5, I think.
Oh, no, 5.
5. That was our prediction, yeah. So we'll see if we're right.
5 is the number.
Yeah,
we'll see if that holds up.
I really hope it does, man. I really hope. We got to win at home,
And here's Johnny Boy John says, LFG, let's go, LA.
What's up, Johnny? And then we got got Biz Brown saying 4G connection. I
love that.
Gregory saying great commentary. Appreciate it, Gregory. I know you're always tuning in. Appreciate the support, man.
Yeah, Greg Tanaka. Thanks, Greg. Right on.
We got Tim saying, I don't think we got to this comment. We got Tim Rash saying if our starters are dealing versus the Brewers, let them go 9 innings. Opposing hitters would welcome a new pitcher. Let them go the whole game.
Wow. I mean, could you see Dave Roberts doing that? Yeah. I don't know, man. He's got to get his hand in there somehow.
Yeah, somehow, man.
I mean, if you're just going to let him finish the game, what moves can he make, you know? Who can he have warming up? I mean, no, I'm just kidding. But I like that. Seriously. I mean, you don't want someone throwing 130, pitches like what Sandy Koufax did back in the day. You don't want.
We lost you, Brad. Yeah, I mean, I think like Brad was saying about the, pitchers going deep, Dave Roberts always.
So what's the number, 10, or is it like, no, yeah.
You're back now, Brad.
Finish the deal. Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you're back. You're back now. We missed you the last 10 seconds, but you're back.
The number, is it 110? That's the number I think for Snell. But, I mean, why not 120 if you're going to go 110?
Yeah, I mean, I think, having over 100 pitches is not something that's you can't rule it out. I think at this point in the year for Blake Snell, he's fully healthy. He only had 1 start in the NLCS, right? So he's it's not like it was a long series. So this guy is fully rested and ready to go for game 1. I think having to pitch deep today would not be a problem. I think the Dodgers really need that in all their games moving forward, right? I think in this World Series, the starting pitching is once again going to be the key, right? I think starting pitching is going to be the key. I don't know if you're back now, Brad. I can hear.
What is going on?
I can hear you now. I can hear you. Okay, yeah, you were there, but now I couldn't hear you. But now I can. You're just frozen now. Having some connectivity issues, but I'm gonna go quickly here through the comments while Brad comes back. We got Craig saying, I just watched that series on TV between school. Those days, all games are in the day. That's true, Craig. I talked a little bit about that yesterday, how the World Series was not in prime time back in the 60s, right? It was still a daytime event because TV didn't want to interrupt their programming. Kind of crazy. 1963, the last time the Dodgers wrapped the World Series up at home, it was a day game series, right? It's pretty wild how times have changed so much in the last 60 years, right? And then we got Raider Man saying, I would still try to slip in a couple bad burritos to the Jays when they come to L.A. That's funny, man. I think the Blue Jays, we talked about this, but first 2 games are going to be key, I think. The Dodgers take care of business. It's going to be really hard for the Blue Jays to come back, right? I mean, if the Dodgers find a way to get these wins on the road. It's probably gonna be a really short series. It might only go 4. Because I think the Dodgers coming back home is going to be super key, right? Super key for them to come back home and get those wins. We got Sean saying LAX loaded candy bars. Abraham saying 5 is a good estimate, but I'm cheering for the sweep. If the pitchers do what they've been doing this postseason, I think it's possible as our bats are finally starting to wake up. Yeah, I think 5 is a good estimate, but I would love a sweep, man. I agree with you. I think having a sweep would just really solidify the Dodgers' dominance over everybody this season, right? It would really solidify that. I think having that sweep would be, super important, be historic for them to sweep, the Toronto Blue Jays like that. So I think, it would be great. I think the Dodgers would love to have. I just want them to finish the World Series before Halloween, man. Next weekend is Halloween. It's definitely, now we have 2 of me. Hopefully Brad comes back. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. Let me try to do this here, see if this works. There we go. So we'll have the Dodger logo here until Brad comes back. But I think having, that, going back to what I was saying, try to wrap this World Series up before Halloween. I don't like the idea that the World Series goes so deep into the year. I think it's kind of ridiculous, if you ask me, that they're having this calendar Game 7s on November 1st. I think the World Series should be ending earlier than that, right? I think Halloween is a night where a lot of people are out. There's parties and all that, and it's just the TV ratings are not going to be very good, if they're having a World Series game that night. So I disagree completely with Major League Baseball, having the calendar the way it is, right? I think it's absurd that's how it's set up, but it's nothing, that's just the way it is, and got to try to find a way to win it before. Got Raider Man saying Brad broadcaster for a bomb shelter. Yeah, hopefully Brad hops on pretty soon. Then we got Craig saying World Series nerves either team. Yeah, I think Craig, I think that's a good question there. World Series nerves. I think the Dodgers don't have any nerves, right? I think they have no pressure whatsoever. They won the World Series last year. They've been in the World Series a lot as of late, right? This is now 17, 18, 20, 24. This is their 5th World Series. In the last, 8 years? Think about that. 5 World Series in 8 years that this team has been able to play in. We're very lucky as a fan base as of late to be able to have that. I just don't think as an organization they're worried whatsoever, right? I think they're fine, right? I really think that the Dodgers are ready for, this is their moment to shine, and definitely their moment to go out there and get the job done. So I don't think there's much nerves here. I think Toronto has a lot of nerves because for them, this is their first World Series in over 30 years, right? In over 30 years, they have not played in the World Series. So this is, for them, a historic moment. It's one of those big moments for sure that they're going to be, a lot of nerves, I think, tonight in Game 1 for them. A lot of pressure on Toronto to get the job done. We know Toronto puts a lot of pressure on their sports teams, and I think this is going to be, for them, a lot of pressure to try to win, right? I think it's definitely a lot of pressure on them to get the job done, and they got to try to win that first game, right? Not winning that first game for them would be huge, right? It'd be a big blow, to say the least. I think the pressure is definitely on Toronto. Tim saying Brad got lifted for reliever. Craig saying could snow. Yeah, of course they'll be inside. They'll close that roof. It's going to be chilly out there in Toronto, though. It's going to be cold. Think about it. It's October 24th, and it's already in the 40s, right? That's just how it is out there. It's cold. I used to live in Minnesota, so this time of year, you're already dealing with what we would call winter weather in California. So, it's going to be cold. Luckily, they have that retractable roof. such a beautiful stadium, by the way. I recommend every baseball fan, every sports fan in general, to go check out Rogers Center, right, out there in Toronto. It's a really nice stadium. I got a chance to go in the summertime. I remember it was actually the day I went, I believe it was Jose Bautista's retirement night, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was the night I was there, actually, or the day. It was a day game. I remember I think they retired his jersey. It was I'm pretty sure it was the day of his retirement jersey, right? They retired his jersey, and I was there. And it was such a nice stadium. You know, they had the roof closed at the beginning, and then they closed the roof as the afternoon went along because it was closed, and they opened the roof, I should say, as the afternoon went along because the weather was starting to get nice. So yeah, I mean, I think that's such a nice stadium for sure, the Toronto Blue Jays stadium. So I definitely recommend every sports fan check it out, and it's gonna be so fun tonight to watch the World Series in a stadium like that. You know, a big stadium, indoors, super loud, a whole country watching in Canada, and then of course I think in the United States, I think they kind of hate the Dodgers, so it's just going to be Dodger fans really watching, because I think and overall, I think a lot of fans they're just upset that we're even there, right? So I think a lot of American baseball fans that don't root for the Dodgers won't even be watching, which is fine because it doesn't matter, right? I mean, we're going to win anyway. So, but I think that's definitely something you're going to have to watch for in the next few days, how a lot of fans are just tuning out of this World Series because of the Dodgers being in it. I don't know what everybody thinks out there, but I think that a lot of people are tuned out of the World Series because of that reason. And it's just the way it is. I mean, the Dodgers are the most hated baseball team right now. One of the most hated teams, I think, in history, with the way it has all went down the last couple of years. And I think it was going to happen, right? It was definitely going to happen because of the moves that the Dodgers made. A lot of people around sports and baseball are not happy about it, and now they're not showing up when the World Series games come. So our fan base is so big that it doesn't really matter, and I think we're going to celebrate it regardless of what the national media narrative is, because there will be a narrative again to try to spin this that the Dodgers are too loaded and they got too much money and they got too many players. They will try to spin it, but it doesn't matter. When we look back in history, the Dodgers have the opportunity to be the first dynasty in franchise history this series, right? I mean, the Dodgers have never won back-to-back championships, so this is their opportunity to be that dynasty by getting the job done, right? I think this is their opportunity to really do that, and I think it's super important, right? I think the Dodgers have a big chance. They can't blow. They got to try to win the World Series this year. Let's try to celebrate next week. We got Green Fin saying this is actually a good pause phase. Usually pause makes us look ridiculous. This one is most. And then we got talking about Brad Abraham saying, I can almost guarantee that roof will be closed every game in Toronto. It's a great stadium. I do expect a ton of home runs. Yeah, I think that's true, Abraham. I think that roof will be closed every game. And it's a great stadium, but yeah, I think it's gonna be too cold, I think. So they're not gonna open that roof up for these games. If there's even more, it might only be two, right? Just might be two games. So there's only two. The roof's gonna be closed, and yeah, home runs are gonna be there, I think, because the Dodgers. Yeah, I mean, I think it's set up here. The Dodgers, they got to win this series, right? I mean, I think it's very possible they could get this done in 4 or 5. Sean saying, as long as our bats don't go cold, we got this in 5. Yeah, I agree with you, Sean. If our bats are hot and they're clicking, Dodgers are going to win the series in a short amount of time, right? They are. And then Craig saying Mookie won fielding award. Not sure which one you're talking about, Craig. You want to comment there which one you're talking about, but yeah, of course, Sean's saying, yeah, like I said, that's a good point there. If the bats don't go cold, I think we're gonna wrap this up in soon, right? I think that's gonna be the key. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. It was great talking to everybody. Of course, the World Series is here. We're really excited. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if this is your first time seeing the Dodgers Digest live stream. We got every day. Myself and Brad J. We're always talking Dodger baseball. So, yeah, make sure to like the video. Make sure to share it. And make sure to enjoy tonight's game. It's going to be super fun. World Series is here. And then we'll be having videos and coverage about this all weekend long. So make sure to stay tuned in. As always, let's go Dodgers.